broken clean off at the graft, so unfortunately that's the end of the pear tree. But it's a shame because the girls really like pears, so we're going to have to find a way of affording a replacement for this, because and then waiting another 2 years for pears. But you know, what can you do? Not great. I mean, these winds came out of absolutely nowhere and we've been battered by them for 2 days now. I've lost nearly all my hashtag sunflower challenge sunflowers. It's killed off what few flowers I had lying around. They're now going to have to come out. It's blown off all the apples on the apple tree, which actually I'm not that upset about. I mean, there's a couple left, but I'm not that upset about them being blown off, because of course this was only planted here last year, so ideally I didn't want any fruit on it, and I thought I'd got all the flowers off, but clearly I missed about 10 flowers. There's Sasha saying hello to the chickens. Believe me, if she could get in and eat them, she would. Huskies have an extremely high prey drive, and she's not seeing them as friends, she's seeing them as food. So, but next time I come, we'll have the chickens out again, because they've been in for 2 visits now and they tend to get a bit jealous. Polytunnel, I think what you're going to see in coming videos really is all this starting to get cleared out now. I need to go through and sort of heavy prune, take all the leaves off, and see if I can get the remaining fruit to ripen. Although I'm not overly worried about it. I've still got nearly 3 kilos of tomatoes at home that I haven't got through processing yet. I made 2 litres of tomato chutney last night, and I mean, there's still a hell of a lot of tomatoes on there, but I'm not overly bothered. We've had a hell of a lot of tomatoes this year, so we're going to give that. I mean, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the leaves off and see if the fruit will ripen. I'm going to go through and do that now. I'm not going to. Shall we film it? Yeah, we'll film it. Don't know where I'm going to put you though, because the wind is horrendous. So you'll probably be down the far end of the polytunnel. But I'm going to go through and take the leaves off this. So we'll be right back in a minute. Hey up YouTube. Apologies if the light comes in and out. What I think you've probably just seen is me and the girls digging up all these lovely potatoes. Now, I just want to talk about, just briefly, because I see a lot of it getting posted this time of year. Now, I don't like to clean my potatoes too much, so it's still a little bit dirty, but you should very easily be able to see what I'm talking about. Is this stuff. All this knobbly bobbly stuff. Now, obviously the holes we know are slug damage or insect damage of some description, and it's just part and parcel. There's nothing you can do about it. What you can do, if you really want to, if you're sure. I mean, I'm going to cut this one open when I get home and check it's not something known as wireworm, because if I've got wireworm on the allotment, it's a bit of an issue. I don't think it is, but I'll have to find. I'll need to check. The holes look a bit big for wireworm, although that one doesn't. Anyway, what I want to talk about is this knobbly bobbly stuff, and it's on, you know, nearly all of them in some form or another. And I see a lot of people on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, Twitter, all asking the same question all the time. Oh, this is a good one. This little one here is a real good one, real good example. You know, I see a lot of people asking, what's this on my potatoes? It's simply potato scab. Now, it's caused, I believe, by a pH imbalance in the soil. The cause of it really doesn't worry me. It's not so, and the reason why I'm making this video and talking about this potato scab is to let you guys know, you new growers know. Apologies, I'm a little dishevelled. I wasn't going to be filming today, but to let you new growers know that this is nothing to worry about. Does not affect the potato in the slightest. It isn't blight, it isn't a disease, it isn't poisonous, it's not going to make you poorly, it's not fungal as far as I'm aware. It's just called scab, and it only affects the peel. And to be perfectly honest, I would, aside from the holes in this one, I would be quite happy to slam this in the oven and use it as a jacket potato and eat the skin. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I don't have it as bad as some people, however. It is a little bit unpleasant to look at, but I can't stress enough, doesn't affect the potatoes in the slightest. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep this one short today. I think I'm going to leave it at the potato harvest. I might release this as a midweek, or I might I don't know. I'm struggling with the sort of 2 or 3 short videos a week. It's not a format I'm used to. I can't get down the allotment as enough really to get 3 worthwhile videos out a week. But I am trying. But yes, you've just seen me and the girls dig up the remaining sort of row and a half of potatoes. I've got one 30-litre container and one recycling tub container absolutely full of potatoes. So it's probably somewhere in the region of 40-50 kilos. These were mounded up Desiree potatoes. Normally I don't suffer with insect damage, but I decided this year, and I may not do it again, we'll see. But I decided this year to leave them in the ground to let the skins set. The earlier ones, the ones that we took out and or cut off and took out straight away, had no insect damage. So it may be something we look at not doing again. Although next year I think we're hoping to do purely container grown potatoes. The yield, for me actually, the yield this year has kind of felt on par. I mean, I've not done a scientific sort of weigh-in or anything like that. The yield has kind of felt on par per plant, but the container potatoes, they don't suffer with scab, they suffer a lot less with insect damage. They're a pain in the arse to water, but for me, you know, I've got the irrigation system, so it's not that big of an issue. I think what I would recommend, if you're doing container growing or you're thinking of container growing potatoes next year, look at putting some straw-based animal bedding on top of the pots, and that will help keep the water in the pots a lot better. Otherwise, you do really need to be down every day, every other day during our sort of hot periods to keep these wet. Otherwise, you'll end up with brown spot inside the potato. But we are looking, I think that is something we're going to do next year. We are going to do just container grown. I think we're going to do Pentland javelins if we're doing just container grown. The Desiree are a really nice potato, a really good potato to grow in my soil, with it being quite heavy clay. However, the family are preferring the Pentland javelins. They're a fast grower. The big sort of upside of the Pentland Javs, if you want some new potatoes, some early potatoes, you can just take them out early and they're just fine as an early potato, or you can leave them to grow on to a bigger potato. So yeah, that's potatoes. That's my potatoes, and that is for now my potato season done. Don't forget to check out the last video. I'll try and put a card up in the corner, not sure which. I'll try and put a card up in the corner to take you to last week's video where we put the winter potatoes in, and they were the Charlotte variety in containers. So yeah, guys, I think that's going to be it from me today. I am going to go out and prune down the tomato plants as well, because I'm going to make the best of the sunshine being gone. But that is it for me. I don't know, you might stay tuned and there might be the tomato bit after this. I don't know, but I'm going to go prune the tomatoes now, and that's either going to be a separate video where I talk about why I'm doing that, or it's going to be after this, or it might be both. I might release this as sort of an all-in-one on a Sunday. I don't know. I'm really unsure as to what to do, because yeah. Anyway, I might see you in a minute. I might see you later in the week. Bye bye for now.